Health bosses in Jersey say the island needs to be very vigilant in ensuring islanders get vaccinated. Doctors say growing scepticism and the spread of false information on social media may be leading to fewer people getting some vaccines. Data shows fewer children are receiving their MMR boosters before starting school, and shingles protection is also below target in some age groups. Kate Jennings reports.
Children in Jersey both happy and healthy, but senior doctors say more work's needed to ensure things stay that way. New data shows coverage of the 4-in-1 vaccine and the second MMR dose just fall short of World Health Organization targets.
It is a concern. We've seen, for example, some really tragic cases in the UK where children have died of measles, for example. We need to be very vigilant and make sure that it's really understood we are vaccinating against very serious disease.
Despite some missed targets, these parents were keen to show support for childhood vaccinations.
There is a proven track record, for example, measles and chickenpox and the normal suite of vaccinations, and I do want to see them protected in general where I can.
So I've been reading a book recently about a doctor who worked during the occupation actually here, and he attended to cases like children dying of diphtheria, which is just like a really horrible illness. Conditions like that are treatable with vaccinations.
Meanwhile, the data also shows rates of the HPV vaccine, which is given to 12 and 13-year-olds to prevent against cervical cancer, meet minimum standards, but fall short of the optimum. But it's not just among young people where vaccine targets are being missed. The shingles coverage rate among 70-year-olds was less than half the Health Department's own target. But senior doctors hope more islanders will get the jab under a new vaccine schedule.
So the shingles vaccine does protect you from quite a nasty disease, so we're offering that vaccine more quickly than the UK. I think that it's still at an early stage, so we hope that this offer is something that people will be able to take up as an important part of our vaccination offer.
It's thought misinformation around vaccines shared on social media could be to blame for some of the missed targets.
We're hearing more and more increasing misinformation and mistruths about vaccinations, and that does have an impact on people's perceptions about vaccinations because it creates a doubt and plants a seed of doubt in people's minds. We can never do enough. We need to keep counteracting that misinformation, and every time that we as clinicians are interacting with patients, we need to remind them of the facts and of the truths.
So as doctors try to remedy the effects of misinformation, their message is to trust vaccine safety in order to protect the whole island community. Kate Jennings, BBC Channel Islands News, Jersey.
The company overseeing the closure of Blue Islands has confirmed 98 staff have already lost their jobs. EY's been appointed as liquidator for the Jersey-based airline, which collapsed, owing millions to the government and port authorities. In total, the company employed 110 people, with about a dozen staying on to help wind down operations. And a tourism boss warns Guernsey should avoid being left to rely on just one airline following the collapse of Blue Islands. The head of the Guernsey Hospitality Association says fares must be competitive to grow passenger numbers. State-owned Aurigny has stepped in to run essential flights between the islands and plans to apply for a long-term licence. Guernsey's Doctors' Union and the Medical Specialist Group are urging politicians to suspend the former top politician, Deputy Gavin St Pierre. He faces a 25-day ban after a watchdog ruled he broke state's rules during a phone call with a Guardian journalist about local doctor Sandy Bowen. The chairperson of the Medical Specialist Group claims the case has damaged trust in Guernsey's safeguarding system. Black Horse Offshore is to stop offering new car loans in Guernsey, Jersey and the Isle of Man. The lender, a subsidiary of Lloyds Bank, says a small number of its staff in the islands will be affected. Existing customers' contracts will run as normal, but they won't be able to borrow more. And the police expect people in Jersey to lose more than £5 million in scams this year, a record high. Officers say scammers have already taken more than £4 million of this money in 8 separate cases of investment fraud. They're warning everyone needs to be careful.
Stop. What are you being presented with? Is it suspicious? Think about the situation. Are you being encouraged to do something immediately? Have you been contacted out of the blue? And then finally, should you have any suspicions at all, protect yourself and the community by talking to friends, family and others.
And that is it from me and the Late Team. Just a reminder, of course, for the very latest from the Channel Islands and beyond, you've got the BBC News app. And if you're up bright and early tomorrow morning, don't forget you can tune into BBC Local Radio. I'll be back on your TV screens tomorrow night, 6:30. From myself, good night.